Hey, it's Taco Bell here. Don't forget to sign up for my Patreon and my software, bro. Whoa!
Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. We have a very special video today. I'm going to make a discounted cash flow calculator live, and you can time me. Because there's some channels out there that, well, there's one in particular I'm really thinking about right now. I wonder who that could be, that have this thing called the Stunk Analyzer tool. And they just sell it as this amazing thing. Everybody needs access to it. Pay us money. You could just punch in some numbers and 10x my index in 5 seconds. Well, I remember back in the day, I said, this thing's interesting. Let me see if I can apply my accounting knowledge. That's right. Time value of money to make my own Stunk Analyzer tool. And now I'm at the point where, without even rehearsing, okay, I'm going to see if I can recreate a DCF calculator live. And if I screw up, I'll just be embarrassed. But we're going to go ahead and create a DCF live. Now, I don't know how everything money can get mad at me, because it's literally just it's the time value of money, okay? You don't have a copyright on DCFs. So here is their Stunk Analyzer tool, okay? They have revenue growth, profit margin, free cash flow margin, PE, and price of free cash flow, and desired return. So I'm going to pull up my trusty, dusty Excel sheet, and we're going to start filling this out. Let's go ahead and leave some space, though, okay? Let's say right there, revenue growth rate. Growth my oath! Make sure I'm sharing my screen. Okay, I am. Growth my oath! Revenue growth rate. Profit margin. This is GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. This is the from the income statement. Free cash flow margin. Let's call it cash flow statement. PE ratio, GAAP, and then price to free cash flow will be, we'll call it the cash flow statement. We'll call it the CF statement to make it easy, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a DCF calculator. Oh my God, this is so hard. You should sign up for my Patreon, bro. Sign up for my Patreon, bro. It's so hard, bro. Okay. Now, you can actually make this yourself. And even if you do, it doesn't mean you're going to be a great investor. It's just a nice little tool to, like, you know, look at stuff. Like, do some quick analysis. Is this stunk potentially undervalued, overvalued? You do this, you do some more research, and you decide to buy FET, and everything's great, okay? So we need some more inputs, though, okay? Now, the revenue growth rate is based off what? Well, it's based off the last 12 months of revenue. So up here, I'm going to have an input where I do trailing 12 months of revenue. And we're going to do Tesla. Only down 4%, even though it's massively overvalued. Okay. So trailing 12 months revenue of Tesla My Esla is $86.035 billion. So do 86035 000 Okay. Let's do accounting. I like to see, you got to make sure you have the commas in there. Okay. So that's $86 billion. Am I not mistaken? $86 billion of revenue right there. Then we're going to do shares outstanding. Also reminds me, we need to put desired return down here. Desired return. Don't advise you do this live because you might embarrass yourself. Okay, so now we need to do shares outstanding. Why do we do shares outstanding? Well, we need to calculate our earnings per share and our cash flow per share. And what we're going to do is we're going to discount those earnings, cash flow per share back to the present, and we're going to get a potential buy point for the stunk. Okay, so Tesla shares outstanding. If we can trust this, let's see. I guess we could trust this, right? Let's see. I would definitely confirm what you can always look at their annual report. But according to this, they have 3.468 billion shares outstanding. So we'll go ahead and copy that over. Now let's do 368 000. That looks like 3.68 billion, right? 3468 billion. 3468 000. Oops, I think okay, that's good. Now we're going to make this into a number because the share amount isn't actually a dollar amount. So this is the number of shares that are held by the public. If you want to calculate earnings per share, you have to calculate total profits and divide it by the number of shares. That's how you get the earnings per share, the EPS. Let's put some commas in here. Always got to put commas, boys. Don't be stupid. All right. So we got 86 billion of trailing 12 months revenue. That's the last 12 months. And we have 3.468 billion shares outstanding. I would always double check 3468. Tesla trailing 12-month revenue, 86,035, 86,035. Okay, so we're just going to do one part of the DCF. I don't need to make every freaking one, okay? Let's do assumptions. Assumptions. I know that's not how you spell it, okay? So, what's our revenue growth rate? Well, we're going to say, since Tesla is amazing and perfect and best company in the world, and they'll 10x in 5 seconds, we're going to grow the revenue at 25%. Profit margin, let's do 12%. Free cash flow margin, same thing. PE, what does Paul always do? 15. Price free cash flow, 15. Desired return. What rate of return do we want? We want a 10% rate of return. Because why not have a higher discount rate when you could just buy an ETF? I don't know. So we got percentage. These need to be numbers. So let's make these numbers. I have to delete this. A PE of 0.15. 15. There we go. And now we have all the tools, I believe. Like I said, I didn't even practice for this. We have all the tools we need. We got revenue growth rate. So we're going to grow this revenue at 25% every single year. Profit margin, that's going to be our profit on that revenue. Free cash flow margin on that revenue. PE ratio when we sell. PE ratio at sale. So this model assumes, and we'll do a 5-year model, that we're going to sell at the end of 5 years. Okay? And we want a 10% rate of return because Tesla's the future, bro. So now let's go ahead and build all the inputs. So we need the number of years. We need the revenue. We need the profit. We need the free cash flow. We need the shares outstanding. We need free cash flow, we'll do earnings per share. And we'll do free cash flow per share. And we'll do discounted EPS. And then we'll do discounted free cash flow. Yep. I'm going to screw this up. And then we have buy price. We're going to take all this information. Buy price gap. And a buy price free cash flow. Now, if you're confused, it's okay. Basically, imagine a company's profits going out into the future. You're going to get, imagine if you own the entire company, you would get all those profits, right? Those profits, you'd make an investment, you'd spend money, and then money would come back to you over time. And the amount of money you receive and the rate of return you want determines how much you're going to buy it for now. So if you want a higher rate of return, you want to pay less for those future cash flows. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start building this model. So let's do a 5-year model. So we're going to do year 1, and then I just do like this, and then I drag it over. So we have year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And then we have market cap at sale, which will come into play later. And I'm sorry, this garage is loud. Ugh, kids. If you have kids, you can't do anything in silence and peace. All right, hold on. Okay. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and calculate our revenue. So the first year revenue, it's going to grow at a 25% rate. So we're going to do equals. What is wrong with my keyboard? Hello? Equal. What is wrong with my keyboard? There we go. It's like freaking out. Equals revenue times 1 plus the 25%. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll do that. So the dollar signs lock it in when you drag it over. To the first power, okay? So basically, we're growing that revenue at a compounding that revenue for 1 year, okay? So if you grew Tesla My Tesla's revenue by a 25% for 1 year, you would get $107,543,750,000 of revenue. Then if you drag this over, let's see, did it work? Did it work? Okay, it looks like we have growth, my oath right here. Okay. Yep. So always check your math. It's easy to, like, you want to definitely test this because it's easy to like screw up the math when you're doing it. But basically, you can see that the revenue has grown every year by 25%. You could even do a test where you say this, you could do the current revenue equals the prior year's revenue times 1 plus the growth rate. It's always good to check your work. At least I learned that in accounting, okay? So true. Okay, so I think our revenue growth rate is good. So now we have our revenue. So Tesla will have this revenue after 1 year, this revenue after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Oh my God, isn't that crazy? Their revenue isn't growing that fast. Let's do 45% because it's Tesla, bro.
Oh, now it's going to have $500 billion of revenue. Oh!
Okay. Next, we're going to calculate the total profit, not the earnings per share, the total profit. So if we have revenue of $124 billion and we have a profit margin of 12%, hit F4 and lock it in so the cell stays there as you drag it over. That'll be our profit, okay? So it's simply the revenue times the profit margin gives you your total profit at the bottom of the income statement. So now we can drag it over. Okay, if this doesn't freak out. Okay. Looks good. So we got our profit margin, okay? Same thing with free cash flow equals the revenue times the free cash flow margin is that. And oh, guess what? The numbers are the same because we have the same margins in there. Isn't that crazy? Okay. Let's see. Shares outstanding. Now you can put in like share change if you want. I mean, I guess I could do that. Let me see. Share change assumption. Okay, so let's say we have 2% share growth. So every year they're going to be issuing 2% more shares. Okay, so what we do is we do the equal sign, do the shares outstanding, F4 times 1 plus 2%, which is the growth rate, lock it in, to the first power, the 1 power for that year, okay? So you could see, let's make this a number. Then we'll make some commas in here. So you can see your earnings per share is going to be affected because you're issuing more shares, all right? So theoretically, Tesla is going to have, what is wrong with this? Why does this keep freaking out like this? Hello? Jesus. Come on. This is embarrassing. This is why you don't do stuff live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. I don't know why my computer will probably get hacked by everything money. So basically, you can see we have the shares outstanding, and we're growing it by 2% for 1 year. And then if you drag it over, it should work out, theoretically. So you can see the shares are growing, okay? See the shares they're growing by 2% every single freaking year, okay? Let's round this to the $1 because we're not going to have half a share, are we? Is that possible? I don't know, maybe. Okay, so that's our shares. Now we can calculate earnings per share, okay? What is earnings per share? It's the total profit divided by shares. Boop. So let's go ahead and link these, make them the same color so we don't get confused. Free cash flow per share, discounted free cash flow.
See the pretty colors? Oh my God.
Okay, so we have profit divided by shares outstanding is earnings per share. So theoretically, next year, Tesla will have 4.23 of earnings per share for the full year. Theoretically, if you had a 12% profit margin, your revenue grows to 25%. We'll see about that. Okay. So we can see that their earnings per share is massively accelerating. Okay. Profit divided by EPS, so you can see massive, insane growth. It's the future, bro. Next, we have free cash flow per share. Same thing. You take your free cash flow divided by the shares outstanding. Okay. And then you grow that. And oh my God, it's the same freaking number because it's the same profit margin. Next, we have discounted EPS. So now we have to discount the future cash flows. $1 now is worth more than $1 in the future. Okay? You rather get $1. I'd rather get $1 now than $1 10 years from now. Why? Because I could take that dollar, I could invest it into the greatest ETF on the planet, VT, and let it grow for 10 years. But if I don't get $1 for 10 years, well, by the time I get that dollar, there's going to be inflation. It'll probably only be worth 50 cents. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go ahead and discount the earnings per share. So you take the earnings per share and you divide it by 1 plus the desired rate of return. So do F4 to the first power. So you could see the present value of that future cash flow is actually 3.85. Okay, so we stretch that out. We stretch it. And we could see, even though we're getting $17.28 in 5 years earnings per share, that'll only be worth $10.73 to us. Okay? That's what we would want to get. That's what we want to pay now to get $17.28 in the future with a 10% rate of return. Okay? Same thing with discounted cash flow. So always check your work. Okay? So then we do this. So we do free cash flow per share divided by 1 plus. I know you're so bored. You told me to tell you which stocks are going to. This stock's going to 10x in 5 seconds. This is actual math. And oh my God. I love it. Okay. So is our DCF done? Well, let's see. I don't know if we are. Let's see what the present value of the future cash flows and then factor in what we're missing. Because we're missing something, students, okay? So the buy price is the sum of the future cash flow. So we have the discounted EPS, so you sum up the discounted EPS, right? And yes, I know we're missing something, so shut up, okay? Oh my God, a $34 buy price. And then the free cash flow is the same thing. It's the sum, it's the present value of the future cash flows, discounted at the rate of return. Let's drag this over. Okay. Discounted EPS, discounted. Okay, what did I screw up here? See, I screwed something up, okay? That's why you do it twice to make sure the numbers match. So I discounted the first one, but I didn't lock in this cell right here. So I need to lock in the 10% and drag it over. Woo! That was a boo-boo. Okay, now we're good. So next, the one thing we're missing is the last cash flow. What is the last cash flow? Well, it's selling the stock. That's right. This model assumes you're selling the stock at the end of 5 years. Okay. So how do we know what the stock's going to, what's the market cap? What is the market capitalization of this company going to be? Well, if we're using price to earnings ratio, we would take the profit, which at the end of the 5th year, the trailing profit is going to be 66 billion times the PE ratio, which is 15, and boom. So apparently Tesla, if it's trading at a 15 PE with trailing profit of $66 billion, it would have just under $1 trillion of market cap in 5 years. It's the feature brought by Stepbro. Same thing for free cash flows. We take free cash flow and we multiply that by the price to free cash flow, and we get the future value, how much, what the market cap's going to be. But oh wait, what's the share price? Well, the share price is the, hold on a second, where's the adding up? Okay, so we'll do that. Make sure we don't add the discounted amount. So the share price, so we'll put share price over here. Share price. Oh my God. What is wrong with me? At sale. And then share price at sale. Free cash flow. My computer keeps freaking out. I'm so stressed. I'm shaking with stress over this. Sale, share price at sale gap. Okay. So all we do is we take the market cap of the company divided by the shares outstanding at the end of the 5th year. And oh my God, it's a $259 stock at the end of 5 years, okay? So basically you calculate the market cap by taking the trailing 12 months of profit, total profit, times the price to earnings ratio gives you the market cap. Market cap divided by shares outstanding gives you the price per share. So it's the same thing. So you take the free cash flow divided by the shares outstanding, and we get the stock price. So we're going to sell the stock, and we're going to sell it for $259. But we're selling that in 5 years. So what is the present value of that? Well, we have to take the share price and divide it by 1 plus the discount rate to the fifth power. That's right, because we're selling it in 5 years, okay? So the present value of that sale is 100. The present value of selling the stock, if you sold the stock for $259.24 in 5 years, it'd be worth $160. And then we do the same thing. So we do, I'm doing a brain fart right here. Okay, we do the share price divided by 1 plus the desired rate of return, the discount rate, to the fifth power. And oh my God, our DCF's done. This is it. Okay. So let's do some assumptions. Assumptions. What if Tesla doesn't grow the revenue? Let's say they grow it at 30%, and they have a 10% margin, and 25p, and we want a 15% rate of return, and we don't think they're going to grow their shares at all. Okay. Well, at that point, I would want to buy the stock at $132. What if the revenue grows at 50%, like the cloud said, and then they would have 15% margins, and they had a PE of 70, like me, Kevin said, and I wanted a 10% return because I'm a clown, and they actually bought back shares? Oh, well, then I could buy the stock under $1,415. And in 5 years, the stock will be a $6 trillion market cap. 50% growth rate, 15% profit margin. They're going to have 25% profit margins, whatever. Yeah. So they'll actually be trading at a market cap of $11 trillion. Easy peasy. So I have just created, how long have I been live? Let's go ahead and see how long I've been live. Watch me not be live right now. Let's see. I've been live for 22 minutes, and I created the sheet. That's it. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. You can create it in Excel. It's not hard. All right, let's do some comments. Stunk anal tool. Tattooed chef to the moon at 1 cent. Of course. If a stonk analyzer came out with a ref, that would be a better result than I was like, I hope I don't screw this up live. Dang it! Why must you do this when I pull into the gym? Because I want to torture you. You're probably sitting out in the parking lot right now, aren't you? Looking at your phone. You can always rewatch it. I'm not going to delete the video. Let's see. Kingdom of Finance Army has already. Kingdom's taking big notes right now, baby. He's taking big notes. That's right. I heard Kingdom invested in Rogue Game, but it's still 8 pillar. People always do 12, 14. If you're feeling spicy, 14, 16, 18. But never 11, 13, 50. Odd numbers are scary. That's true. You need a moon variable. The PE is the moon variable, okay? That PE makes a big difference. The PE at sale. Why not a 50-year model? Just the present value of the future cash flows will be like 1 cent. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can grow this model out for 1,000 years. This is going to screw the whole thing up. Oh, boy. All right, so let's go ahead and make this spicy. So let's create another tab. Create a copy. Move to end. We're going to do 50-year model. Okay, so we need to get rid of this. Okay, so we got to keep dragging this out. Okay. Oh, this is so fun. All right, so 50-year model. All right. Are the formulas going to work? Looks like they will. Right? Okay, so let's grow the revenue for 50 years at a 50% compounded rate, of course. This is probably going to crash my Excel. Okay. So in 50 years, and this is very plausible, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, is it quintillion? 54 quintillion dollars of revenue? Seems reasonable. Okay. Let's drag out the profit, free cash flow, shares outstanding. They'll have 0 shares outstanding, earnings per share, free cash flow per share. That, F8, that. Okay, I think if I drag all these over, we should be good. Let's see. So they're only going to have 1.2 billion shares outstanding in 50 years. I mean, anything can happen, bro. Okay. Let's see. All right. Is the discount working? Let's see. All right. We got to sum this up. Okay. Oops. Oh, no. Hold on. So this would equal the sum of this. And then this would equal the sum of this. Okay. Hey, you know, some Tesla shill is unironically watching this right now. And he's saying, yeah, they're going to have $54 quintillion of revenue. Of course they are. Okay. Let's go ahead and calculate the market cap. So I think this is... I suck at freezing panes. Let's see. View, freeze, first column. Okay. So let's go ahead and say, so this is the profit. Let's move it over. So this is the profit. So the market cap at sale would be the profit times the PE ratio, which would be B8. Okay. And then this would be the same thing, but it'd be B9. Okay. And then we would do, okay, so the stock price would be the, would be the market cap divided by the shares outstanding. And then it would be the market cap divided by the shares outstanding. Okay, so we're looking at a $760 billion stock price in 50 years. Okay.
Oh my god! You don't understand Tesla, bro! It's the future, bro! Wow!
All right, so then we do this. This is so stupid. I don't know why I'm doing this. Plus B10 to the 50th power. Okay. That's the present value of selling the stunk. Okay. Wow, that really, oops. I guess that makes sense. And then be the same thing. We lock that in. Then we want to lock that in. And then we drag this down. Oops. What did I do wrong? Jesus. Okay. We do free cash flow. We do the share price divided by, oh, do we not lock in the, hold on. It'd be the share price divided by shares outstanding. Actually, what the hell am I doing? I'm drawing a brain fart right here. Okay, it'd be this divided by 1 plus B10 to the 50th power. Okay. Now we have our buy point. Anything under $6.8 million. No, that's billion. $6.8 billion is a reasonable price. Here's my DCF, guys. Okay. Oh, Tesla. What if it's a 0%? What if it has a PE of 1? Let's see. If revenue grows at 2%, profit margins 12%. Oh, look at those numbers change. Interesting. So yeah, this is my 50-year DCF. Are you guys impressed? Does anyone want to play chess with me while I watch Strongman build this DCF? The game's over. If Strongman makes one mistake, we can all agree that he has to give me his ad revenue for a month. It's not a lot. Take it. You're going to talk like Punk.
Hey guys, I'm a genius. Sign up for my Patreon, bro.
Let's see. All right. Any comments about the DCF? Any questions? VT, that's right. Pumping up VT, baby. Pump it up. Pump it up. Bye, my abba. Pump it up. Pump Baba up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but EM doesn't account for shares increasing or decreasing. So is this an even better? I mean, theoretically, yes. My stunk analyzer tool is better. It was so hard. It's so hard. I do not want to interview you anymore. You are not worthy. I get you're trying to make the stonk analyzer, but their tool is completely, it doesn't discount by whack. It doesn't gauge the reinvestment. Well, I mean, you can go ahead and calculate the whack if you want, but I mean, you can just do your freaking, you can calculate the whack and then use it in the tool. Let's see. Now do 16 pillars and sell it at double the price. I literally made it. 54 quintillion. Sounds like a bite. Hey, man, you grow it at 50%? I'm telling you. It's anything's possible. What's the origin of Ryu? I think I was mocking Jeremy and screaming. And people started copying me. Or it became a meme. So that's it. I made the DCF tool. Wow. How much is the monthly? You see how much of a saint I am, guys? I am a saint. I am a hero. I am not going to set up a grift where I make a tool in 5 seconds and then sell it. Okay, I'm not going to do that. That's wrong. Okay, you can pay me $50 for a personal video, but I'm not selling the tool because it's a grift. It's a grift. Okay, so it took me about 20 minutes to make it. Did you see that? Yeah, very hard. All right, guys, that's it. Cheers.